condition is still the same. She is still unconscious, and her prognosis is uncertain. But Kelly, here's the good news. She isn't any worse. Her blood pressure has stabilized, and she hasn't had any serious side effects from the drugs. So your cousin can still fight this thing.
She wouldn't have to. If I hadn't told her that I was the one that caused that accident, she's upset because of me.
No. If anybody upset her, it's Todd. I mean, when she found out that he killed Guy Armitage and then tried to frame Patrick...
Mother, we still don't know that for a fact. And yet you couldn't wait to rush down and tell Blair, could you?
Oh, please. Of course I had to tell her. I had to warn her. He is always trying to manipulate her. Who knows what awful thing he might have tried to do next.
Might have tried to do next, but... Do you ever listen to yourself?
Oh, we both know where this little attack comes from.
Really, where?
You resent still my suggestion that Kevin may not be the great love of your life. I'm not going to apologize, okay? I'm not, because I think I'm right. The only thing I have ever asked of you, of any of you girls, is that you pick the men in your lives with your minds and not your hearts.
Oh, really? Is that all you've ever asked of us?
Yes, and it's very good advice, too. If you had taken it, you wouldn't have married Andrew, and Kelly, if you had taken it, Joe never would have broken your heart. And Blair, well, she certainly would have steered clear of Todd Manning. You all would have been better off. Oh, well. Why don't we just put all of this aside, shall we? For little Star's sake. Okay. I have asked Blair's lawyer to have me appointed as Blair's guardian ad litem, until Blair recovers. The lawyer, in fact, is coming over here this morning, and she will bring us all up to speed.
What do you need me for? Haven't I done enough already?
I need you both to prove that the Kramer women are all the family that our Star will ever need. She's yours as much as she is mine. Please, help me rescue her.
Sure. To make up what I did to Blair, I'll do it.
And you?
Mother, maybe the best way that I can help Star is to disappear.
Cassie!
No, I'm serious. Think about it. If you try to present me as part of Star's ideal family, then Todd's lawyer is going to use my problems with Andrew against all of us.
It's true, I wouldn't put it past her.
Who is Todd's lawyer anyway?
Taya Delgado.
So, what's the deal with Carlotta and your puppy?
You disapprove?
No, I'm very happy for Carlotta. When I lived with her and she used to climb those steps to her bedroom night after night, I knew she wanted a man to love her for something more than her flan. But Hank Gannon,
Why shouldn't she like my father?
outside of the fact that he almost sent her son to prison for life, I can't think of a single reason. No, I mean it. Hank may be my adversary, but he sure made the weeks of that Hesser trial fly by. The way his back flexed when he cross-examined those witnesses. His throaty growl. Oh, Your Honor.
You know, anytime you want to change the subject.
Sorry. My point is, Carlotta deserves some lovin'. And, she and Hank looked pretty happy at that 4th of July picnic. A lot happier than Cassie and Kevin did.
Well, I'm happy for them. And for you, too.
For me?
Yeah. You're finally saying something nice about romance.
I have a lot of nice things to say about romance. Just not romance and me. Although I did receive a marriage proposal recently.
It's a joke, right?
Wrong.
Come on. Taya Delgado doesn't marry for love or money.
Well, you're half right.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. I've got to go. Wait a minute. Am I crazy? I mean, why do I have to go? I'm always at work an hour early. And for what? The bad guys, they don't even get up until noon. And I could go to work a half an hour early for once, right?
And who knows? Maybe someday you can go to work just on time.
Let's not lose our heads.
Well, remember that today when you work with Antonio.
Come on, you guys. Don't you want your mom to have some fun?
Hey, look, she needs fun. She can go to the movies, okay?
Oh, well, I don't know about the movies these days with all that sex.
Hey, easy with the S word, okay? Chris gets upset.
Well, what about you?
Hey, I don't care if Mom wants to, you know. You
Date?
Look, it's just gonna take a little time to get used to, all right?
Yeah, next thing he'll be telling us that the Earth is round.
The Earth is round.
Yes, that's what I hear, but I don't have to believe it.
Oh, God. Okay, you guys, I understand. It's very difficult for me to imagine my district attorney having a sex life.
Oh, that's such a...
Hey, guys, well, now, come on. How do you like that? You know, you haven't even started working for me, and I'm hearing groans already. You do still want to come, don't you?
Sure. It's early.
That's all right. You'll learn. I'll see you there. All right?
See ya. Well, I don't know about you kids, but scoot over. We grown-ups have work to do.
Well, I'm gonna be at Hank's office all day, so why don't we meet for lunch?
That's not possible. I'm going to be out of the station for hours.
Where? I could join you.
Oh, everywhere. You know, I'll grab a bite to eat when I can, but I'll see you later. Oh, and in the meantime, you guys, you might think about how Carlotta has worked for you, laughed for you, and cried for you. You might return the favor.
Yeah, she's right.
You're just saying that because you know she has a gun, okay?
Look, we have our own lives now, right? I mean, you're all wrapped up in your art and in college, and I've got a wedding and then law school. So maybe it's time for Mommy to have her own life, too. I mean, she's got something that's keeping her busy and making her happy. We don't have to worry about her as much. And that's good news for me, because where I'm going, I won't be able to check up on her.
Where are you going?
Berkeley. Maybe.
Berkeley. Like California Berkeley. That Berkeley?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about it. You know, the law school there is supposed to have a very strong public interest law program, so, I don't know, my boards are good enough to get me in, and I'm thinking about it.
Whoa. Angel Square without Antonio Vega. Man, my brother's leaving town, my mother has a date. Next thing you know, you're gonna be telling me that the Earth is round.
Yeah, well, you'll find out on your own if I'm on the other end of it. Mommy, Chris's world just got a little bigger.
Well, then we're just gonna have to reach a little farther to hold on to each other.
Yeah, well, we'll reach a little farther, but we'll never let go.
Okay, who proposed to you?
First of all, you have to understand, this has nothing to do with romance.
Right. Love, marriage. What was I thinking?
Second of all, if I tell you, you have to swear that you won't tell anyone.
Cross my heart. Hope to fall for a sax player. Okay. Now, who's that foolish boy?
Todd Manning.
Come on, really.
Todd Manning.
You really mean it?
Yeah. I've been his attorney for a while, ever since he hired me to defend Alex Oltl. And I've advised him on other legal matters. And, we actually hit it off pretty well. Better than I realized. Well, don't be so shocked. He's basically harmless.
Todd Manning, harmless?
Well, relatively. I mean, compared to some of the people my firm works for in New York, he's practically St. Francis of Assisi. He loves birds and babies. One of each in particular. Anyway, which is why he wants to marry me. It seems that Blair wants to get a divorce. She's got some crazy notion that Todd is the mysterious mad bomber who killed Guy Armitage and set Patrick Thornhart up for it.
Did he?
Well, he hasn't been convicted, and he hasn't been charged with anything. You studied law. You know as well as I do that that makes him as innocent as you or I. Anyway, Todd asked me how he would come off if Blair, or actually Dorian, because Blair is in a coma now, if Dorian took him to court. I naively, innocently suggested that a judge would look more kindly on him if he were married. Next thing I know, Todd asked for my hand in unholy matrimony for a price that can't be beat. Romantic, isn't it?
It's incredible.
For anyone but Todd. He's in San Domenico right now, taking in the sights, getting a no-muss, no-fuss divorce from Blair Manning. He, expects a response when he gets back.
Gee, what would that answer be?
I'm open to suggestions.
Run for your life.
The point here is that we have to prove that we are a strong, united family of women, and that we take care of our own. Oh, now, that's Kara Richardson, the lawyer. Honey, I'm sure the maid won't come.
Let me...
Let her in. Thank you. You see, united, we're more than just a family. We're a fortress. Star will be safe with us. Miss Richardson, thank you so much for coming by.
I wish it were under better circumstances. I'm terribly sorry about Blair.
Thank you.
I've researched our chances in a custody fight for Star.
And?
And they don't look very good.
Good morning.
Yeah. Nice tie.
Yeah, you too. I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. I will bet my tie against your tie that by the end of the day, you'll understand why I had to try you for Carlo's murder.
It isn't that nice a tie.
So you still think that if you had been me, you wouldn't have indicted Antonio Vega?
Oh, no. No, I wouldn't have.
But you wouldn't have looked at all the evidence?
Oh, no, I would have looked at everything. I just wouldn't be so black and white.
I see. I'll tell you what. Take a look at this. Patrick Thornhart's file. It's all right. It's public record. And there's a list of evidence on the top. Read it.
Shoe prints, wire samples, mud samples, wool cap.
Right, on and on and on and on and on. So you tell me, Mr. DA, do we go for an indictment here?
No.
No.
Not based on what we know about the man.
What's in that file is everything we know about the man. Unless you think that we should have one kind of law for the friends of the district attorney and another kind for everybody else.
Of course not. I'm just saying you should take a look at the whole person, who he is.
Only two things should matter in this office, all right? And that is the law and the evidence. Now, to you, it's black and white. To me, it's justice. And the day that changes, well, it's people like you and me who are going to suffer the most. So now I'm going to ask you one more time. Do we send this guy to trial?
Yes.
Good. Now, case number 2. We've got a guy down in lockup for robbing a convenience store last night. And the clerk, he was beat so bad that he probably will lose an eye. But he was able to identify the suspect from a photo. Do we prosecute or not?
Hell yes.
Sounds pretty black and white to me. Yes.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah, thanks. Come on in. Antonio, this is Assistant District Attorney Carter Ryan. You remember Antonio Vega?
Of course. I helped him clear his record.
Right. Well, Mr. Vega here is off to law school this fall, and so I thought he'd like to see how exciting it is to work for me.
It's a thrill a minute. I'm sure.
I want you to go with Mr. Ryan here, pay a visit to our friend from the convenience store. He had a partner who was also picked out of a photo lineup by the clerk. And it turns out that this guy is wanted for the murder of a little girl in Allentown. Yeah, that's right. The kind of guy you want to get off the streets before he kills again. So, this slime ball downstairs, he knows where he is. What would you do?
I'll tell you how we'd handle it in the neighborhood.
Not an option, I'm afraid. This perp is disgusting, but he's got something we need.
That's right. And if anybody can get it out of him, you can. So, you go with Mr. Ryan here, and then you, watch how he works. Come back here and we'll discuss it.
Okay.
Hey, Carlotta, hi. No, I'm okay. I just thought I'd let you know that things went fine with Antonio. Right. Listen, is there anything I can pick up for tonight? No. No, you just bring yourself, that's all. And maybe that, that black silk thing with the frills. Yeah. Well, you look so good in it, man. It slips off so easy. Bo. Hi. So, listen, we'll just, keep our plans as previously discussed. And I look forward to the opportunity to give you my input. Right. Thank you. Bye. That was Butch Taylor over at the DEA.
Just having a hard time picturing old Butch wearing black silk.
Sorry, but it is hard for me to see Todd as the devil.
Taya, if you ever listen to me once, make it now. Don't do this, please.
I know what I'm getting into if I get into it.
No, you don't. If I tell you, maybe you might hate me. But if I don't, you'll hate me later because I didn't warn you.
Aren't you being a little melodramatic?
I want you to sign. When I was with Kevin, he belonged to the fraternity at the university. One night I went to a party at the frat house. And that was the night that Todd Manning and a couple of his frat buddies raped Marty Saybrook. They held her down and they raped her. Now, I saw Marty after the attack. And what I saw, I'll never forget.
I knew about the crime, of course, but I hadn't heard any of the details.
I'm sure. Anyone who heard the full story would definitely not listen to a proposal from Todd.
But he paid for what he did. He was convicted.
Oh, yeah, right. Not until he brought Kevin down with him.
Why?
Todd didn't exactly approve of my relationship with Kev. For one of the most unoriginal reasons.
You think Todd is a racist?
Some people are evil because they want something. Some people are evil because they enjoy it. Todd is evil because he's Todd. Taya, you don't deserve that. And God knows he doesn't deserve you any more than he deserves Star.
Todd Manning is a tireless, fearless, dirty fighter. I learned that when I represented Blair in the last custody battle. And remember, that one only ended because Starr fell ill and both parties dropped their lawsuits.
Yes, but I'm sure the judge would have ruled against Todd.
I have to tell you, I don't share your confidence. Mr. Manning made a pretty good impression in court. And I gather he had similar success with a court-appointed social worker. And then there are the legal precedents.
Maybe we should find a lawyer with a more positive attitude.
It's my job to tell you where you stand, Mrs. Lord. But yes, of course, if you are unhappy with your representation, I urge you to find someone else.
Mother, only someone who has experienced Todd firsthand is prepared to take him on. Besides, think about it. Is it really fair to Star to try to break in a new lawyer at this late date?
Well, what's your game plan?
We'll fight him on two fronts. First, Todd Manning, the man. Then we'll promote the virtues of this household, where you've provided an unfailingly stable environment for Star. Your niece's return home should be an advantage. And conveniently, Mr. Manning is no longer married. A two-parent family would be a lot harder to beat.
So how quickly are you prepared to move on this?
I'm prepared to sue for custody immediately. Unfortunately, given Blair's condition, we can't remove Star from Mr. Manning's home quite yet. But I'll get things started, if you'll excuse me.
Yes, of course. And thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for everything.
Do you mind showing yourself out?
No, I'm fine.
Bye-bye. Well, looks like we're going to have our day in court. But why wait? Don't we Kramer women take care of our own? Let's go see Star.
I had no idea Todd could be so brutal. Not could be. Was and is.
Well, he's made it perfectly clear that this marriage isn't going to be about sex.
Nothing for Todd is ever about sex. It's cruelty with different names.
Well, maybe he's changed.
Oh, Taya, please.
How long ago was this rape?
4 years ago. Not exactly ancient history.
Tell me, what was your uncle up to 4 years ago?
What is your point?
My point is pretty obvious, Rachel. People change. Even the nastiest of them.
You cannot compare RJ to that Todd.
No, you're right. Todd's got a lot more money.
Look, even though I haven't accepted Todd's proposal yet, he's started the bidding at a mighty discussable $5 million.
Ooh, that's mighty cheap for your soul.
What's left of my soul wouldn't fetch $5 in funny money. Anyway, the point is, I'm not selling my soul, but I am willing to lease it on a temporary basis until Todd's custody of Star is firmly established.
Well, that sounds logical, legal, and downright awful. But you know, let's just take Todd out of this. Why would anyone want to marry for any reason other than love?
Oh, for the most respectable reasons on earth. Wake up, Rachel. Throughout history, marriages have been based on property, power, and allegiances of convenience. Oh, come on. Some people need love for a marriage, not Todd and I. We would have the most traditional of marriages. The bride in white and the groom in green.
And to think I used to envy you.
Why?
Oh, for the way you see the world. I used to think it was honesty. Now, I just think it's cynicism.
Yeah, well, wait till I'm $5 million richer. Then you'll have reason to envy me.
You know, Taya, there are some things that money can't buy.
Yeah, well, lucky for me, I don't want any of them, Rachel.
You know, the idea that you're actually considering this proposal makes me sick.
Oh, does it really? Well, you know what? You don't have to worry anymore about measuring up to your parents' expectations because you are just as self-righteous as they are. Tell me, did that come from your mother or from your father?
All right. So you found out my little secret.
Well, Hank, after watching you and Carlotta at that 4th of July picnic, I'd say everybody's in on your little secret. How'd it happen?
Well, it happened pretty fast. You know, when the judge let Alex off, I got angry and disgusted, so I took a little walk and, well, somehow I ended up on Carlotta's doorstep.
Well, I gotta hand it to Carlotta. She sure doesn't hold a grudge. At least something good came out of that mess with Alex.
Yeah. Well, you know, it always seemed like there was so much tension between me and Carlotta. I mean, I thought it was just anger. But I guess it was really... Look, sorry, man. What did you want to talk to me about?
Candy Harrison decided to do a little informal investigative work. She wanted to make amends for her part in that whole Alex fiasco, and I think she hit pay dirt there. Hank, I wanted to pass that along to you.
Wow. McNaughton, huh? All right. So what has Andy got on Gentleman Jack that every federal task force for the last 5 years couldn't find?
Andy spotted RJ and McNaughton having a little kind of a clandestine meeting. Now, she couldn't understand or hear what they were saying, but that meeting itself, I think that's suspicious.
Can you confirm it was McNaughton?
Yeah. She caught him with the camera.
So Andy tailed RJ, huh?
Mm-hmm. But it's nothing that would cause the Constitution to wince.
Look, we know that RJ and McNaughton, they did some business together. You know, when my brother was a loan shark in Atlantic City, but that was once upon a time. All right? Outside of these photos, is there any other proof that they're still at it?
That's what Andy wants to find out. She's in Atlantic City right now. She wants to shake Naughton's tree, seeing if anything drops out. Now, if it turns out to be nothing, Hank, I want to apologize to you in advance if this causes you any sleepless nights at all. You know, with Rachel working for RJ.
Yeah, well, I'm more worried about Andy right now. And this guy McNaughton, he's a slippery cat. But more than that, he's very, very dangerous.
Oh, hey, excuse me. I was here last week, you might remember.
Oh, sure. You pointed out those card counters from the blackjack table. Nice work.
Thank you.
So you spot anybody else I should know about?
Not today, no. Actually, I'm here to take up Mr. McNaughton on his very kind offer.
Yeah, Jackie's good for his kind offer. So what in particular did he offer you?
Well, he gave me his card and he told me to look him up next time I was in town. So, could you tell him I'm here?
Sure. You got a name?
Yeah, Cynthia Lee Weber.
I'll tell him.
That's what I love about gambling. Just like life, completely unfair. Some say I fed that thing quarters all morning. Never hit the cherries. You come along and do it in one shot.
Yeah, well, it must be my lucky day.
No. Luck is for losers. I never leave anything to chance. I'm willing to bet you don't either. Come on, why don't we grab a table?
We're old-fashioned here. We don't do lunch, we eat it. Our new chef? He makes soft-shell crabs like Lamborghini makes kitty cars. Can I interest you in a plate?
No, thank you.
You sure were eager for me to comp your dinner the last time you were here.
I was hungry.
Something tells me you still are. What's your pleasure?
I did you a favor last time I was here.
That's right. And I said I'd want to return it.
How about a job?
You? The casino?
Wherever you could fit me in.
What exactly is it you do,
Cynthia. I'm a CPA for a limited offshore partnership in Wilmington, Delaware. They pretend not to notice my talent, and I pretend not to notice my salary.
Not a healthy relationship.
Yeah, it's kind of boring, too, actually. Once or twice a month, I come up here with a couple $100, and once or twice a month, I go back with a couple $100 more. Only lately, I've been kind of thinking, you know, why go back home? I mean, I'm really creative with numbers, and for a little bit of money, I could be really creative. I could keep my eyes open and my mouth shut, and I think you could use somebody like that.
Well, it makes me a little suspicious when people profess to know what it is I need.
Really?
Especially when I don't know squat about them. So come on, let's start filling in the blanks. Why are you so interested in me?
You came after me, remember?
Yeah, like hell I did. There are card counters in every casino on the boardwalk. But yet you picked my place to pull your little stunt. You've been trying to reel me in from the second you walked through the door. Now you're gonna tell me why.
I want a job. I have some talent. I sit, I have a good meal, I look around. All right, you see this guy over here at the roulette wheel? He's laughing. He's acting like he's winning big, but he's down 3 glasses of water in the last 10 minutes. He's losing. And he is just trying desperately to win it back.
He won't. He never does. What about this one on the slot machine?
Well, a real gambler would probably pay more attention to the game. You didn't even notice when this blonde in the booth just walked by. His eyes are all over the place. Can't you afford better security than that?
Very good.
Now let me tell you what I've observed about Mr. McNaughton.
I'm listening.
Image is really important to him. He doesn't carry a wallet because it might break the line of his jacket. He has a real good eye for things. Those cufflinks, they're tiger's eye, right?
They are.
He has a real good eye for things means he has a real good eye for people. Maybe even people who, say, have experience with quick turnaround foreign investments.
It's not a bad way to make money.
Not a bad way to keep the money you've already got as clean as the day it came off the printing press. But look, you know what? I've pulled my stunt at other casinos down the way, and I've got some appointments. So if you don't have time for me, then I'm on my way.
Wait a second. No paranoia pays off big in this business. If you work with me, you're gonna have to deal with that.
Is that a job offer?
Well, I'll tell you what. Cancel your appointment down the boardwalk, and I'll think it over.
For how long?
Got plans this weekend?
I do now. Here.
That's right. I'll comp you a suite.
A meal will be plenty.
She pays her own way, my kind of woman.
How about a little cooperation, please? Hi. Can I help you?
Hello, Jessica. We're here to see Star. Where is she?
She's with Todd.
And where is Todd?
He left town.
What?
Yeah, he was in a real hurry, too. He called my mom and asked me to pick up this bird. She wasn't too thrilled about that.
Where did they go?
He didn't say.
On the lamb.
We're too late.
Why are you all storming around here like there's some kind of emergency or something?
Because we're trying to prevent an emergency. We're here to protect Star. But we obviously didn't come soon enough.
You don't think Todd would do anything to hurt his daughter, do you?
Not if we stop him. Did he leave a number?
No. He said he's going to be back tomorrow.
And you believed him? I'm sorry, I shouldn't pick on you. Your mother believed him? This is absolutely unconscionable. How dare Vicky allow Todd to just reach into Star's cradle and snatch her away to God knows where?
Why not?
I don't believe this.
Mother, I'm sure he'll be back.
Of course he'll be back. I mean, he took Judith with him and he left the bird here.
Don't any of you understand what we're dealing with here? I cannot believe this is happening all over again.
Mother, what is happening? All right, now, it's probably just as Jessica said. Todd took Star and the nanny, and he'll be back. Now, come on, you're way over the top on this one. He has never hurt Star. Mother, he's never neglected her. All right, now, what is it? Why are you worried about him? Is it something else? What is it?
That child, that helpless child is in the hands of a vicious, violent, cruel man. How dare you accuse me of overreacting, of too much love, you of all people. I will not abandon that child.
That perp had your ADA walking through fire.
Yeah, so he wangled the probation, huh?
Wait a second, you knew?
Yeah. I mean, I told him to go for broke. Do whatever it took to get the whereabouts of the friend.
Oh, this is coming from the same guy who said that only 2 things should matter in this office. The law and the evidence.
That's right. Those are the only things that should matter. But in the real world, when I get a chance to take a baby killer off the streets, I take it. And that's the way it works around this office sometimes. And sometimes the bad guy, he gets to walk. And then sometimes people with more character references than God they go on trial, like Patrick Thornhart.
And me.
Yeah, like you. So, now do you still think it's so black and white?
I guess I can see why you came after me. Does that make you happy?
Yeah, well, I'll be happy when you give me that tie.
You know, I got this tie from Andy.
And it's a very nice tie. She's got great taste. So hand it over. And listen, I've got to pick your mother up after this arraignment, so if you want to stick around, I'll give you a ride to the square.
Sure. Another day like this, and you'll own every tie in my closet.
Thank you very much. Listen, if you'd like to show your appreciation, why don't you summarize that deposition? All right?
You got it. Andy. What have you gotten yourself into now?
We're not in
Jose, right?
Javier. Yeah, Javier. What's the problem?
Oh, no problem, sir. I just wanted to thank you for a shot at a job here in Atlantic City.
You want to thank me? Just do it.
I can think of a better way than that, sir.
How's that?
That woman you were with just now, she's a cop.
Oh, how do you know that?
I have plenty of time to remember her face. Every day I was in Statesville, she sent me there. Oh, and her boyfriend cozied up to Carlo Hesser and then handed his head over to the police. That's Andy Harrison, all right. The question is, why is she here?
Yeah, right. Javier, go back to work.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Renati.